Free college football picks. This is week 8, part 4. I'm Tony T here with our college football pick show here for Friday. Now, if you look at the Friday games, we shot a separate video for this. These will be 9 games for Saturday's action. Week 8, part 4. We do them in parts to get them all done. Before we get underway, just a couple of things. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like NFL, like Major League Baseball, and NHL as well. NBA less than a week away. Lots of live shows with lots of cappers giving out live plays on our channel. Making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Remember, visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to our long-term passes. Hot cappers like Ramon Scott for the year. Over 4,500 units of profit. Joseph Schultz approaching 4,000 units of profit. Chauncey Marlin doing great work. Hollywood Sam last 30 days has been on absolute fire. Joseph Ben has been hot, as well as Nick Lagarettos. Also looking at the board here, Ben, Chauncey, yesterday, Joseph, Collins, Big, Chauncey, Sean. I mean, we are getting fantastic results from our cappers, guys. Click the links, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll find our latest premium picks here, center of the page. Of course, you'll find our best bets, our $15 premium pick, multi-cappers, props now. We're loaded here for Thursday's action. You may also purchase our plays a la carte from the pick ticker picks, as well as our props on the pick ticker with team versus team information and prop information as well. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. Post your picks in the comments, and we are looking for cappers. Apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. All right, we start off here at UTSA and FAU college football pick. This one here is on Saturday. All right, UTSA improved to 3-3 with their 41-20 home victory at UAB. Roadrunners rushed for 183 yards. They allowed 131 yards rushing to the Blazers for under 4 yards a carry, with 233 yards passing on 35 attempts. UTSA had a +2 turnover margin. Frank Harris completed 19 of 30 for 171 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged a season low, 5.7 yards per pass attempt. FAU improved to 3-3, a 56-14 road victory to USF. The Owls rushed for 205 yards. They allowed 3.5 yards a carry to USF with 250 passing yards on 34 attempts. Daniel Richardson hit on 31 of 38 passes for 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. He averaged 10.1 yards per pass attempt, season high, there in that game. We have FAU has shown defensive improvement in conference play by holding teams to 15.5 points a game. Roadrunners are a below-average running team. The Owls have an efficient pass defense. UTSA has been, an inefficient passing team this year, as we talked about. 10.4 yards per completion, 6.8 yards per pass attempt. FAU season numbers show an inefficient passing game, 9.7 yards per completion, 6.3 yards per pass attempt. Let's go UTSA and FAU under 59.5 points. Virginia and North Carolina college football pick. This one here is on Saturday. Virginia improved to 1-5 with their 27-13 home victory 2 weeks ago to FCS William & Mary. Their past 2 losses have been by 3 points. Cavaliers have an 8-game losing streak against FBS teams dating to last year. Tony Muskett had decided to play through his shoulder injury that will likely need surgery in the offseason. In his 3 games this season, Muskett has completed 62% of his passes with 7.4 yards per pass attempt. North Carolina improved to 6-0, a 40-7 home victory to Syracuse. The Tar Heels rushed for 202 yards. They limited the Orange to just over 3 yards a carry with 129 yards passing on 23 attempts. Drake May, 17 of 33 passing for 273 yards with 4 touchdowns. He averaged 8.3 yards per pass attempt. Virginia's covered their conference games with help from their defense that allowed 352 yards a game. The pass defense has stepped up for Virginia in conference play. North Carolina is defending the run well, limited opponents to 3.6 yards per rush, and the Cavs rush for only 2.7 yards a carry. Virginia is one-dimensional, will struggle to get points here against a North Carolina team that has improved defensively. Prior to the Miami game, the Tar Heels allowed under 200 yards passing to their past three opponents. Play here, Virginia, North Carolina, under 56. Colorado State and UNLV college football pick. Here we go for Saturday. Colorado State improved to 3-3 with their 31-30 victory to Boise State Broncos. The Rams overcame a 20-point deficit in the final 4 minutes. CSU rushed for only 2 yards a carry here. They surrendered 244 yards rushing to the Broncos with 138 yards passing on 24 attempts. Colorado State had a +2 turnover margin. Braden Fowler-Nicolosi completed 32 of 54 passes for 359 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. UNLV improved to 5-1, a 45-27 road win at Nevada. The Rebels rushed for 259 yards. They allowed 187 yards on the ground to the Wolfpack with 287 passing yards on 31 attempts. Rebels had a +3 turnover margin. Jaden Maivia hit on 20 of 25 passes for 267 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 10.7 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 32 yards. Colorado State has played to over in both conference games as their defense has given up 510 yards. They are 5-0 the over this year. Rebels have played to over in both their Mountain West games, averaging 44 points a game and 483 yards. They are surrendering 416 yards per game in conference with 6.5 yards per play. CSU attempts the second most passes in the country, averaging 47 a game. UNLV rushes for 5.2 yards a carry. The Rams were beaten by 20 at Utah State in their lone road Mountain West game. Play here UNLV -8. Coastal Carolina and Arkansas State college football pick. This one here on Saturday. All right, here we go. Coastal Carolina. Let's see if we get that graphic right. I know I've had some issues here with these numbers, but we're gonna change that here. Should not read -10.5. It should read here. We'll just pull it off if it's not right. There we go. All right, let's go. All right, here we go with this game. All right, Coastal Carolina improved to 3-3 with their 27-24 win at App State. The Chanticleers rushed for 196 yards. They allowed 111 yards on the ground to the Mountaineers for over 4 yards a carry and 305 yards passing on 31 attempts. Grayson McCall completed 19 of 28 passes for 373 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged 13.3 yards per pass attempt. Arkansas State drops to 3-3, a 37-3 road defeat at Troy. Red Wolves rushed for 47 yards on 32 carries. They surrendered 351 yards rushing to the Trojans with 236 yards passing on 21 attempts. Jalen Rayner, 15 of 27 passing for 156 yards with 5.8 yards per pass attempt. Red Wolves are 129th in the nation in total defense, giving up 460 yards per game. Opponents rushed for 5.1 yards a carry on them and allowed 8.4 yards per pass attempt. Coastal Carolina is an efficient passing team under McCall. Chanticleers are passing for 300 yards a game. They beat the Red Wolves 2 seasons ago with McCall 52-10 on the road to play here. Coastal Carolina minus here at the 10 points. Ole Miss and Auburn college football pick. This one here on Saturday. All right, Ole Miss improved to 5-1, a 27-20 home victory to Arkansas. Rebels rushed for 196 yards. They limited the Razorbacks to 36 rushing yards with 250 passing on 39 attempts. Jackson Dart, 16 of 25 passing for 153 yards and a touchdown. They had a +2 turnover margin. Auburn fell to 3-3, a 48-18 road defeat to LSU. Auburn Tigers rushed for 139 yards for 4 yards a carry. They surrendered 238 yards rushing to Louisiana State with 325 passing on 27 attempts. Peyton Thorne, 12 of 23 passing for 102 yards. He averaged only 4.4 yards per pass attempt. 3 straight losses for Auburn, all against the SEC. Ole Miss is 11th in total offense by averaging 489 yards a game. This is an efficient passing team with 15.3 yards for pass completion and 9.8 yards per pass attempt. Auburn is on the other end of the spectrum here, passing-wise, as they are inefficient. Ole Miss is holding teams at 3.2 yards per rush. Respect the Rebels win at a good to Lane team on the road by 17. Tigers are giving up 4.5 yards per rush here. The play here will be on Ole Miss, minus 6.5. Utah State and San Jose State college football pick. Here we go for Saturday. Utah State dropped to 3-4 after a 37-32 home defeat to Fresno State. The Aggies rushed for 205 yards. They allowed 151 rushing yards to the Bulldogs with 310 passing on 40 attempts. Aggies had a -2 turnover margin. McKay Hillstead missed the past 2 games with a concussion. He is questionable here. Cooper Legas completed 23 of 40 passes for 360 yards with 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He averaged 9.1 yards per pass attempt. Legas, in his second reign as starter, has shown improvement. He was benched for McKay early in the season. San Jose State improves to 2-5, a 52-24 road win in New Mexico. Spartans rushed for 259 yards. They allowed 129 yards rushing to the Lobos with 262 passing on 30 attempts. Javon Cordero, 8 of 17 for 272 yards with 2 touchdowns. Utah State has won 10 straight against San Jose State. The over, though, is 8-1 in their past 9 meetings. The Aggies sit 15th in the nation in total offense, averaging 478 yards a game with efficient passing. Spartans have struggled in pass defense. Now, Utah State, 108th in the nation in total defense. They're giving up 414 yards a game. The Aggies and Spartans have gone over in all but one of their games. The play here, Utah State and San Jose State, over 66.5. Appalachian State and Old Dominion college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Appalachian State fell to 3-3, a 27-24 home defeat to Coastal Carolina. Mountaineers rushed for 111 yards on 26 carries. They allowed 196 yards on the ground at the Chanticleers with 373 passing yards on 28 attempts. Joey Aguilar completed 18 of 31 passes for 305 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged 9.8 yards per pass attempt. Old Dominion improved to 3-3, a 17-13 road victory at Southern Miss. That was 2 weeks ago. Monarchs rushed for 143 yards. They limited the Golden Eagles to under 3 yards a carry with 166 passing yards on 26 attempts. Jack Shields didn't make a completion on 4 passes. He relieved Grant Wilson, who completed 8 of 18 passes for 194 yards with 11 yards per pass attempt. App State has failed to cover both conference games. They're giving up 520 yards a game. Old Dominion has covered all 3 Conference USA games. In their last road game, the Mountaineers allowed 40 points and 471 yards at UL Monroe. The Monarchs have been good in defending the run this year, allowing 3.1 yards a carry. Play here, Old Dominion, plus 6.5. TCU and Kansas State college football pick. This one here on Saturday. All right, TCU improved to 4-3, a 44-11 home victory to BYU. Horned Frogs rushed for 137 yards. They limited the Cougars to under 3 yards a carry with 152 yards passing on 34 attempts. Josh Hoover, 37 of 58 passing for 439 yards with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He averaged 7.6 yards per pass attempt. Hoover has been forced into action with that knee injury to Chandler Morris. Kansas State improved to 4-2, 38-21 road win at Texas Tech. The Wildcats rushed for 272 yards. They allowed 182 yards on the ground of the Red Raiders with 298 passing on 49 attempts. The Wildcats had a +3 turnover margin by picking off 3 passes. Will Howard completed 6 of 9 passes for 86 yards. He averaged 9.6 yards per pass attempt. Howard was benched for Avery Johnson. The freshman goes 8 of 9 for 77 yards. He averaged 8.6 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 90 yards and 5 touchdowns. Now, TCU is still a strong offensive team. They sit 12th in the nation, averaging 488 yards a game. They are running for 4.8 yards a carry. There is now tape on this freshman quarterback for Kansas State. The Horned Frogs have defended the run well this year. In their 4 conference games, they're holding teams just 301 yards a game. Play here, TCU, plus 6.5. Texas Tech and BYU college football pick. This one here Saturday. Texas Tech fell to 3-4 after their 38-21 home victory to Kansas State. The Red Raiders rushed for 182 yards for 6 yards a carry. They allowed 272 yards rushing to the Wildcats with 163 passing on 18 attempts. Texas Tech, a -3 turnover margin. Baron Morton, 14 of 21 passing for 125 yards. He averaged 6 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Morton is questionable with that shoulder injury. Jake Strong, relief, goes 16 of 28 passing for 173 yards with a touchdown and 3 interceptions in his debut. The freshman starts if Morton cannot. BYU fell to 4-2, a 44-11 road defeat to TCU. Cougars rushed for 91 yards on 32 carries. They allowed 137 yards on the ground to TCU with 447 passing on 59 attempts. Keaton Slovis hit on 15 of 34 passes for 152 yards and an interception. He averaged 4.5 yards per pass attempt. BYU is struggling to run the football with 2.4 yards per rush average. Red Raiders hold their opponents at 3.9 yards per carry. The passing offense has not been efficient as teams struggle in this department in major conferences. Red Raiders are running for 5 yards a carry with BYU surrendering 4.5 yards per rush attempt. The Cougars' defense has struggled facing the veteran Big 12 schools like Kansas and TCU. Play here Texas Tech at -3. All right, that was our college football pick show here for Friday. We gave you 9 games here for week number 8. This is week 8, part 4. Parts 1, 2, and 3 on our channel. So we've completed most of the games for you. Now, if you're looking for the Friday games, we shot a separate video with just the Fridays. These were 9 for Saturday, and we've done quite a few here. I think we've done close to 35 already of the games. We'll have 9 again for you tomorrow. So we'll cut the entire college football game schedule covered for you. All right. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Lots of college football picks, every game pretty much on the board for you, from me, and of course our cappers give out live picks as well on our channel. College football, NFL, Major League Baseball. We got hockey picks. Also deliver NBA in about less than a week now. So make sure you guys subscribe and give us that thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. Really helps us out. And of course, remember, visit our site Tony'sPicks.com for our best plays. Our premium picks are there. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. All right, live picks throughout the day. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you guys later.